Hi, welcome. My name is Asarealtorshow. I'm a real estate consultant. I help people make safe and profitable real estate investment here in Nigeria. Today, we'll be looking at the topic, what are the pointers or the factors you should look at when buying a land as an investment for the future. Now, when you are buying a land for a future purpose, that is, you are buying the land not because you need the land now, but because probably you want to sell the land in the nearest future, or you want to build on the land and sell the house, or you want to rent the house out when the time comes. There are certain factors you must take into consideration before you go ahead in buying in such location. Kindly subscribe to my channel and tap on the notification bell so as to get notified whenever I post new videos. Number one is the rate at which that location is developing. What is the rate of investment in that location? The private sector investment, the public sector investment, that is the private sector and the government investment in that location. How fast is that location developing? Are there good road networks? Are companies established in that location? If you take Ibeju-Lekki as an example, you'll see that the rate at which Ibeju-Lekki is growing is faster compared to other locations in Nigeria. So investing in this kind of location or buying an investment land, that is a land that you intend buying, holding the land for a future purpose. If you intend selling the land in the shortest period of time, 4 to 5 years, you can recoup your capital and make a huge return on investment. So the rate at which the area is developing will affect the price or the rate at which the value of the land will appreciate. If the rate at which that location is developing is rapid, then the rate at which the value of the land you own will also increase rapidly. But if the rate at which that location is developing is slow, then the rate at which the value of your land will increase will be slow. So you look at the level of government investment and the private sector investment in that location before you move ahead in buying a land in such location. Two, you have to take into consideration the direction at which people are moving. Are people moving towards that direction or not? Now, taking Lagos for example, you see that people are moving from the mainland. The direction of movement is from the mainland towards the island. In the early 2000s, people moved from the mainland to Lekki axis, where they got land for 2 million, 3 million. Those who held their land for 10, 15 years are now selling their land for up to 100 million to 150 million per plot in Lekki phase 1. The same thing happened when the Lekki became very congested, when people couldn't get it. Land at a relatively cheap rate, people move towards Aja axis. The same thing happened, people move towards Shongetedo, and the movement is towards Ibeju-Lekki. So taking into consideration the movement of people, you see that people are moving from the mainland towards the island and towards Ibeju-Lekki, depending on how cheap the land is. So owning a land in a location where the movement of people is coming towards that location, before people get into that location, is the benefit is that you buy a land at a cheaper rate in that location, and when the population of that location increases, then you benefit from the growth of the population of that location. So you have to take into consideration the movement of people. Are people moving towards that location? One, you have to take into consideration the rate at which that location is developing. Two, you have to take into consideration the direction at which people are moving. Are people moving towards that direction or not? Three is you have to take into consideration whether you are ready to hold the land for a longer period of time or not. Are you ready to keep the land for 5, 6, 7 years before selling, or you are not ready? Now, if you have a friend, for example, that bought a land in Shongetedo, for example, for 11 million naira and hold the land for 3 years and sell the land for 30 million, and you also have 11 million naira to invest, are you willing to hold your land for 5, 6, 7 years before you can sell a land for 30 million or more in Ibeju-Lekki? Or are you willing to just hold your land for 2 years so you can sell your land for 25 to 30 million naira in Shongetedo? So determine how long you decide to hold your land, how long you want to hold the land before investing or selling the land will really determine the location where you should buy from. If you can't wait for 5, 6, 7 years, then the best place to buy is Shogentelo. But if you can wait for more than 3, 4 years, then it's perfect to get from Ibeju, Lekki. Now, these 3 factors will help you determine the best land to buy. The 3 factors: the rate at which the area is developing, the direction at which people are moving towards that area, how long you are willing to hold the land before investing or selling the land. But the number 4 factor will guarantee you that you will not lose your money, or will guarantee that you don't lose your money. Now, what is the number 4 factor? The number 4 factor is do your due diligence. No matter how bushy that area is, no matter how undeveloped the location looks like, whether it looks like a forest, any land being introduced to you, always do your due diligence. Always make your search to confirm whether the land does not belong to the government or not. Because if it is a land that belongs to the government, and you go ahead to buy the land believing that because the government did not construct road to that location, that the government does not have an interest in that land. Now, you might be making a mistake, because the government might just be keeping that land because the population of that location is not much yet. Maybe the government wants to construct an hospital for people in that location, but they are just holding that land for the population of that location to increase before they construct the hospital. So if you go ahead to buy a land that has been committed, that is a land that the government has set aside for a specific purpose, without doing your due diligence, then when the government needs the land for that purpose, the government will take the land from you without compensating you. So when you find a land in a location that the location is developing, fast developing, and the movement of people is tending towards that location, and you are willing to wait for like 5, 6, or 10 years before selling the land or before investing or developing the land, you must do your due diligence to confirm that you are not buying a committed land, or you're not buying a land that belongs to the government, or you're not buying a wrong land. So with these 4 factors, you are sure of making the right investment decision. So thank you for joining me today. My name is still Abasubong Uwem. I'm a real estate consultant. I help people make safe and profitable real estate investment here in Nigeria. Thank you.